everybody. Todd Vandermeide back again for another edition of Freedom Steel, former NRA contract lobbyist, Illinois gun law guru. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you a quick rundown and summary of the Illinois gun ban cases and what things have been happening here recently. So let's just start at the top with the Supreme Court of the United States. We had the Calkins case, which filed a writ up to the Supreme Court, and the governor's office and the attorney general notified the Supreme Court last week that they would not be filing a response to the petition. And then the attorney for the Calkins case, Jerry Stocks, filed a additional reply to supplement the information that was in there. So that one has now been distributed for conference on January 5th for the entire court to take a look at. I got my own thoughts about that, but we're just going to do a rundown on that here. The next case that's at the Supreme Court is the Beavis case, which is the Naperville state challenge. So Naperville passed their ordinance. There was a lawsuit filed against Naperville. It was later amended to include the state ban once that had passed. And it was ruled against at the circuit court, the district court. Then the Court of Appeals denied the injunction from the Southern District and said there's no reason for an injunction in the Beavis or the Herrera cases. They have now appealed for an emergency stay, asking for an injunction at the Supreme Court of the United States. Yesterday, the state of Illinois filed their reply brief, and in my opinion, it actually helps us. And then today, the Beavis and the National Association for Gun Rights filed a response or rebuttal to the state's reply brief, and it's a good piece. So we've got those cases pending up at the United States Supreme Court. Dropping down, we now have the state having filed their response to the FFL motion for a preliminary injunction in FFL GSL GOA case down in Southern District, tackling the registration scheme on top of the gun ban. And the state filed their brief the other day, and now the plaintiffs, FFL, GOA, GSL, have filed a reply brief to what the state has done, and we are now set for oral arguments on this motion for another preliminary injunction on the 12th of December. And if that's next week, and if that date sounds familiar, it is because in the morning of 12/12, we will be having the Joint Committee on Administrative Rules meeting that will go over the rules and second notice. I doubt there's going to be a second 45-day comment period with the rules. I think what's going to happen is the proposed rules are going to, I doubt we'll even draw an objection, that they're simply going to pass them and let them go into effect. The interesting part is they were due 11/28. The letter from the state police shows they didn't actually get things filed until December 1st, and then they weren't even posted on the JCAR website until 12/5. So 7 days prior to our hearing, and on the eve before our brief was due on the 6th, they filed the final set of changes. So that's all going to make it into our brief. We will go through the briefs that are up at SCOTUS. We'll go through the briefs that the state has filed in the registration motion for a preliminary injunction here in the FFL, GOA, GSL case, and we'll see. But that's where a lot of the Illinois stuff is stacking up on the Illinois gun ban as we speak right now. So all kinds of things. We got 2 cases at the Supreme Court. Oh, almost forgot. And we have the en banc petitions. This week should be the end of the 14 days for the en banc decision, unless somebody at the full court has made a request for additional time because they happen to be traveling, they're out of town, whatever. And we still have all of these cases seeking some sort of en banc review up at the full Court of Appeals. So 2 cases at the Supreme Court. You've got the cases at the Court of Appeals. You've got the FFL case, GSL case, GOA case back down at the lower court trying to get an injunction against the deadline on the registration components. And then we have all the rules being filed that go along with all of this. So lots of movement, lots of little things, and some big things taking place here. So we'll get together. My wife and I took a small vacation last week over Thanksgiving, and when I got home, I bent over to put my boots on, and I don't know what happened, but something sprung out of alignment in my back. So, been trying to get that fixed. So we'll be here. But guys, we have been nominated in the Gunnies this year for Voice of the 2A. So please, you can vote every day. Vote early, vote often as if you're a Chicago Democrat. We appreciate all the support. Don't forget to copy the link, like, subscribe, share the link around on your social media. We will get back in here a little later and do some analysis of the petitions at the Supreme Court and the Beavis case, the state's rebuttal, and the rebuttal back to that. And then we will also get into what the state filed in the FFL GSL case and the 2 briefs that have been done there. And then we will try to get through the gobbledygook that is the rules that they have filed. So with that, frag out.